Hello all. This is your English teacher Mrs. Shanti of KV Ashoknagar. Today we are going to read another new lesson from class 10 English reader First Flight. The title of the lesson is A Baker from Goa, written by Lucia Rodrigues. Lucia Rodrigues was a great Konkani essayist. He wrote several articles in English and Konkani to various periodicals and magazines. He served as the visiting professor of folklore at many universities and also as a professor of English in Mumbai and Goa. His essays were posthumously published under the title of Soil and Soul and Konkani Folk Tales. Subtle humor and informal narration are the essential features of his writing. The lesson Glimpses of India has 3 parts. Today we are going to take up the first part, A Baker from Goa. This lesson reveals the relevance of a baker in the Goan culture, which dates back to the time when Portuguese ruled over the city of Goa. The Portuguese may have left, but the bread makers continue to have an inevitable stature. Before we read the lesson, let me ask you a few questions. What images of people or of places come to your mind when you think of our country? What parts of India have you lived in or visited? Can you name some popular tourist destinations? You may know that apart from the British, the Dutch and the French, the Portuguese have also played a history of our country. Can you say which parts of India show French and Portuguese influences? Before we read the lesson, let us know the history of Goa. Goa was Portugal's first territorial possession in Asia. The appearance of Dutch in Indian waters was followed by the gradual ruin of Goa and decline of Portuguese influence in India. Goa, state of India comprising a mainland district on the country's southern west coast and an offshore island. It is located about 215 miles south of Mumbai. One of India's smallest states, it is bounded by the states of Maharashtra on the north and Karnataka on the east and south and by the Arabian Sea on the west. The capital is Panaji on the north-central coast of the mainland district. Formerly a Portuguese possession, it has become a part of India in 1962 and attained statehood in 1987. I hope you would have read the detailed account from the reader, and let us now proceed to the main points of the story. Elders often think fondly of good Portuguese days and their famous loaves of bread. The age-old furnaces still bake those bread. The thud and jingle of the baker's bamboo announcing his arrival can still be heard in some places. Even today, these bakers are known as padder in Goa. The children run to meet and greet him. They longed for bread bangles of special make. Marriage gifts were meaningless without the spread bread known as bow. The lady of the home must prepare sandwiches on the occasion of her daughter's engagement. Cakes and bulinhas are a must for Christmas and for other festivals. The presence of the baker's furnace in the village is absolutely essential. The bakers in the old days used to wear a dress known as kabai. Baking was quite a profitable profession in the old days. The baker and his family always looked happy and prosperous. Here are some visuals which are related to the lessons. To the lesson, the age-old furnaces still bake those bread. The sweet bread bangle, which is even sold today in Goa. Cakes and bulinas are a must for Christmas and other festivals. The thud and jingle of the baker's bamboo announcing his arrival can be heard in some places. But the baking industry has undergone a lot of revolution, and today it is all using technology and electronic gadgets even to bake bread. The writer presents a pen portrait of a traditional Goan village baker who still has an important place in its society. Elders still think fondly of the famous Portuguese loaves of bread. The family tradition is still carried on even today by the new generation of bakers or padders in Goa. Even today, marriage gifts are meaningless without the sweetbread or the bowl, just as a party or a feast loses its charm without go and bread. The title is very much appropriate because the text describes the importance of bakers in olden times. The events described in the chapter are set in Goa at a time when the writer was young, so it is apt. So looking into the values which we learn from the lesson are the traditional values and heritage are the roots that nourish us. One has to give a lot of importance to its culture, perpetuity of tradition and heritage, respect to others' values, beliefs and tradition. And then a few short questions along with answers have also been solved for your reference. And there are two questions which have been given here for discussion. Childhood is an impressionable age when one gathers a lot of information from a variety of sources, like the place he lives, all that he sees, and day-to-day life. The author appears to be a young, observant child. He was young, justified with reference to the lesson. After reading the story A Baker from Goa, do you think our traditions, heritage, values and practices are the roots that nourish us? Why? Why not? For further elaborate question and answers and MCQs, kindly refer to the Diksha app. Thank you, children.